Everybody, peace be still. This is Tosha, and you are tuning into the Supernova Tosha Show podcast, a show that addresses social issues and how it affects our community. And today, what are we going to be discussing? We're going to be discussing cross-dressing in Hollywood. In recent years, Hollywood has witnessed a growing trend of male celebrities embracing fashion traditionally associated with women. High profile figures such as Harry Styles, Billy Porter, and Jared Leto have graced red carpets in dresses and skirts and other garments that challenge conventional gender norms. So this shift has sparked significant public discourse, with some celebrating it as a step towards greater inclusivity and freedom of expression, while others question whether there is a broader agenda at play to normalize homosexuality or dismantle traditional gender roles. So the phenom of men wearing clothing that's typically designed for women is not entirely new, because throughout history, various cultures and eras have embraced more fluid fashion standards. Now, in ancient Greece and Rome, men commonly wore tunics and robes, and in the 17th and 18th centuries, European aristocrats frequently adorned themselves with ornate and very colorful attire, including wigs and ties, and they wore high heels. It was styles that would be considered feminine by today's standards. And the rigid separation between men's and women's clothing largely emerged during the Industrial Revolution, when practicality and uniformity became dominant ideas in men's fashion. Now, Hollywood's reintroduction to gender fluid clothing aligns with a broader cultural shift towards acceptance and exploration of identity. The entertainment industry, as a reflection of societal values, often pushes boundaries and challenges long held norms. Now, the current generation of celebrities is leveraging their platforms to promote individuality, also to dismantle stereotypes and create space for self expression without fear or without any judgment. Celebrities would, celebrities significant influence over popular culture, and their fashion choices often spark trends and inspire a lot of social change. Now, when male stars wear dresses and skirts on public platforms, it sends a message that fashion can transcend gender. Harry Styles' appearance on the cover of Vogue in 2020 wearing a Gucci dress, that became a defining moment in time. So Styles defended his choice by emphasizing that fashion is about joy. Fashion is about creativity. It's not just confined by societal expectations. And similarly, Billy Porter has consistently used his red carpet appearances to challenge gender norms, famously wearing a tuxedo gown at the Oscars in 2019. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was quite a gown. This visibility can be empowering for individuals who feel restricted by traditional gender roles. By normalizing diverse expressions of identity, Hollywood fosters an environment where people are encouraged to embrace their authentic selves. For many, seeing celebrities confidently define gender norms reinforces the idea that personal expression should not be limited by outdated conventions. By assertion that there is a coordinated agenda to normalize homosexuality through fashion reflects a broader anxieties about shifting culture norms. While some critics view the trend as an attempt to erode traditional values, others interpret it as a natural progression towards inclusivity. It is essential to distinguish between representation in agenda and the increasing visibility of LGBTQ plus individuals, and the promotion of gender fluid fashion is often driven by the desire to reflect the diverse identities present in society rather than a calculated effort to promote a particular lifestyle. So some people just see it as fashion and inclusivity, and some people think, there's an agenda here. So fashion has long been a medium for challenging societal boundaries and sparking conversations about identity and acceptance. The move towards gender neutral clothing can be seen as part of a broader culture movement that seeks to break down barriers and foster greater understanding between different communities. Um, so by embracing diverse expressions of identity, Hollywood plays a role in reducing stigma and promoting acceptance of all people, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity. The commercial aspect, so beyond cultural and social considerations, the rise of gender fluid fashion is also driven by commercial interests. Fashion brands recognize the growing market for non binary and gender inclusive clothing, reflecting a shift in consumer preferences. And also, especially in the younger generation, in particular, are more likely to reject rigid gender norms, and brands that align with these values are often rewarded with increased loyalty and engagement. Celebrities also serve as a powerful brand ambassadors, and their willingness to experiment with fashion helps to expand markets and redefine industry standards. I don't know where I am down in the South. It's really not as common as some of like to see some of the I guess gender bending fashions that we see floating around in Hollywood or maybe even New York. Because I guess I'm more like in the South, but you really don't see a lot of it. What I have been told, I don't know if you have seen with the younger generation that a lot of the young men are wearing what's called crop tops. Now, crop tops, I remember as a fashion back in the 80s. I grew up in the 80s. I was a kid in the 80s, and it was usually like the what do you call it? What's that guy? Like the Tom Cruise, like the young Tom Cruise kind of guys with the feather. Their hair used to be parted in the middle, and they used to feather their hair to the side, and they would wear like these short shorts, and they used to wear crop tops. And if you like that was the age. And if you remember a show, what's the Kamen Nakamoto coming out? Three's Company, Jack Tripper, like that kind of guy that just kind of, you know, that kind of vibe, like a Jack Tripper, young Tom Cruise, where he like slides into the room and he's wearing the socks and just the long shirt and just the boxers. So I remember a lot of the young guys around my neighborhood, if they would be like on their skateboard or on their bikes, riding their bikes, I would see a lot of that style in the younger and I'm gonna say Caucasian male because I didn't see black guys wearing stuff like that. So it's not new. It's something that has been old, as they say. Old time things always come back. And so that was a fashion back then in the 80s, and I see now it's coming back. But I've been told that it's mostly in the nightclubs. I don't frequent nightclubs. I'm not a nightclub person. Been there, done that. So that's where I tend to see that these people are, these young men now, and this is like every race, every color, creed, everybody's wearing it now, saying that it's the style. But I've only seen it on social media. I haven't seen anyone walking around, at the mall, grocery shopping, or just running errands. I don't see it a lot. So I don't know if that's the fashion now, but at some point that's what they're saying. But I see it a lot online. and a lot of people are getting bashed for it. Um, and they're just defending it, saying that it's a style. That's what the young men are wearing now. And young people go through all through things. They experiment a lot with fashion. I can remember being in my 20s and experimented with a lot of looks that I wish that I didn't. And thank goodness there was no social media back then, because it's highly embarrassing. But now today, because of camera phones and social media, you can upload things, and you have to be careful too, because there's times where you're just walking around minding your own business, and people will just video you and post you just to get a laugh, or views and clicks and laughs. So, whew, glad there wasn't any then. So the trend of men in Hollywood wearing women's clothing is a multifaceted phenomenon rooted in historical precedent, cultural shifts, and commercial interests. While some may perceive it as a part of an agenda to normalize homosexuality, it is more accurately understood as a reflection of evolving societal values and the growing acceptance of diverse expressions of identity. Ultimately, this movement challenges individuals to reconsider traditional notions of masculinity and femininity, fostering a more inclusive and dynamic cultural landscape. Okay, so a lot of times people would fall into the notion that this is something that's new, but I have something that I wanted to show you about. It's not just, I don't know, I guess Hollywood copies from real life, or I would say real life copies what they see in Hollywood. But my theory is that a lot of things that we see in Hollywood, a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows are based upon real life. So I feel like what we see in real life is what Hollywood captures and then, puts it on screen. And so if you live a different lifestyle, now you're aware of it. So I wanted to go through and show a clip of some movies that basically had cross dressing. And so you can see that this is not anything new. This has been around. So let's go ahead and look at this footage.
People dressing up as the opposite sex has been part of productions dating back to the Shakespearean times. Back then, it was used as a way for female characters to move and act more freely within a story. Now, films use cross-dressing to highlight social issues, to show how a character identifies, or for comedy. In today's video, we take a look at the top 10 cross-dressing movies of all time. Number 10, White Chicks. In White Chicks, two FBI agent brothers accidentally mess up a drug bust. As punishment, they are ordered to escort two sisters to the Hamptons, where they are going to be used as bait to catch a kidnapper. But when the girls discover the dangerous plan, they refuse to help. Left without any other options, Marcus and Kevin decide to pose as the sisters, transforming themselves into women. Fans of the much-loved film can rejoice, as Terry Crews has said a sequel is in the works. Number 9, She's the Man. In She's the Man, Viola Johnson decides to pose as her twin brother Sebastian to take his place at a boarding school. The only problem is, Viola has fallen in love with her roommate Duke, who loves the beautiful Olivia, who has also fallen for Sebastian. As if that weren't complicated enough, the real Sebastian has returned from his trip to London early and has no idea that his sister has taken his place. Number 8, To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. Noxeema Jackson, Vita Boheme, and Chichi Rodriguez plan on showing America how fabulous drag queens can be. Dressed to kill, the three embark on a mission to enter the New York drag queen beauty pageant circuit. They hit the open road in a classic 1967 Cadillac convertible, but the trio runs into trouble when their car breaks down inside a small Midwestern town where drag queens are not a common sight. Despite their old-fashioned views, it doesn't take long for the town's eyes to be opened up by the glamorous trio. Number 7, Albert Nobbs. During the 1800s, the painfully shy butler, Albert Nobbs, hides an incredible secret. He is really a she. Terrified that someone will discover her identity, Albert keeps a very low profile until the arrival of Hubert Page, who changes everything. It turns out that Hubert is also secretly a woman and has managed to find a partner who helps keep the secret. Hoping to do the same, Albert begins trying to woo a hotel maid. Despite winning 12 awards, the movie received mixed reviews from critics. Number 6, The Birdcage. In this remake of the classic 1978 French film, The Cage of Mad Women, engaged couple Val and Barbara nervously introduce their future in-laws to each other. Val's father, Armand, is a gay Miami drag club owner who pretends to be straight so that he can hide his relationship with his club's flamboyant star, Albert. Upon its release, The Birdcage received positive reviews, while the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation praised the movie for going beyond the stereotypes to see the character's depth and humanity. Number 5, The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. When drag queen Anthony agrees to take his act on the road, he invites fellow crossdresser Adam and transgender female Bernadette to come along with him. In their colorful bus named Priscilla, the performers travel across Australia, performing for enthusiastic crowds and dealing with homophobic locals. Things turn sour when the other two performers learn why Anthony took the job in the first place, something that threatens their friendship. Although the movie provided Australian cinema a good reputation, it has come under criticism for alleged sexist and racist elements. Number 4, Some Like It Hot. After being a witness to a mafia murder, a saxophone player called Joe and his friend, Jerry, cook up a plan to escape Chicago. Dressing up as women, they join an all-female jazz band and hop on a train set for Florida. While Joe pretends to be a millionaire to win over the band's singer named Sugar, Jerry finds himself being pursued by an actual millionaire, which puts the pair in danger and allows the mobsters to close in. Upon its original release, Some Like It Hot was banned in the state of Kansas because cross-dressing was considered too disturbing. Number 3, Tootsie. Tootsie follows New York actor Michael Dorsey, who becomes frustrated that he and his agent struggle to find work. After a soap opera audition goes very badly, Michael comes up with the idea of reinventing himself as actress Dorothy Michaels and manages to get a part after all. What was supposed to be a short role turns into a long-term contract. After a while, Michael falls in love with one of his acting colleagues, which threatens his career and future happiness. The film wasn't without its problems during the production, as director Sidney Pollack and Dustin Hoffman often had heated arguments on set. Number 2, Mrs. Doubtfire. Mrs. Doubtfire won an impressive array of awards, some of which include Best Makeup at the Academy Awards and the Best Motion Picture at the Golden Globes. It follows a loving but irresponsible dad called Daniel Hillard, who is separated from his partner. What makes things worse is that a court order only allows Daniel to see his children once a week. When he learns that his ex needs a housekeeper, he disguises himself as an English nanny and gets the job, allowing him to spend time with his children and build the bonds he should have from the very start. Our number 1 pick is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. In what started as a way to keep an unemployed actor busy during the winter nights, Richard O'Brien turned his homage to science fiction into a much-loved cult classic. The film follows sweethearts Brad and Janet, who break down during a storm and have no choice but to call upon an eerie mansion. They discover that the building belongs to a transvestite scientist called Dr. Frankenfurter. As their innocence is slowly lost, Brad and Janet embark on a downward spiral with other strange characters, who include a biker named Eddie, a creepy butler, and a man cooked up in the lab named Rocky. The movie was rated a 7.4 on a scale of 10 on IMDb.com and was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry.
Okay, so that was very, very interesting to showcase and to see that we had all those movies from a long time ago. So it's not just something that's new. It's not a new phenom. It's not something that's like just started. As we can tell, this is something that's been on for a while. It's been ongoing for a while. And I don't know. Let me know your opinion. Please go ahead and opine for me and let me know what you think. Do you think that Hollywood has an agenda? Is it to normalize the LGBT culture? Is it? And I just have to say one thing. There's nothing you could do to get rid of it. Like if you go into the Bible, you've seen that LGBT community and the culture has been around since biblical days. My thing is, you respect who respects you. You know what I mean? And everybody has their life to live. We all know about religion. We all have our choices. And if you choose to live your life in this certain way. We are taught that there are consequences and repercussions. Even, if you're not even in the LGBT community, the certain lifestyles that you live also comes with consequences. So I'm not here to force anything down anybody's throat or saying, my lifestyle is the better lifestyle or I'm better than someone else because I choose not to. Basically, just drop your opinion and let me know what you think. But just so you know that this is not something that's new, it's been around for quite some time. That cross dressing these movies and the LGBT lifestyle. So I really don't think it's normalizing it. I just feel like there are certain people who just live a certain lifestyle and they're just shedding light to it, or whether it just makes for good views, good it draws numbers. It's a money making thing. I really just feel like that's what it is. I don't feel like they're trying to normalize anything because there's so many odd things that happen in Hollywood, and we're exposed to so many things because of recording devices and the fact that we can just log on to our phones, our computers, our electronic devices, and we can see so many things. We're exposed to so many things. Like back in the day in Hollywood, a lot of things were covered on the hush hush. Like I remember Rock Hudson, watching him on Dynasty, didn't know that he was of the LGBT community and didn't even disclose that he was also positive, and was acting and had kissing scenes with many of his co-stars. So yeah, just go ahead and leave your opinion. Let me know what you think. So anyway, I don't know if anyone has not heard of Cat Williams, but very funny comic, by the way. So comedian Cat Williams, a prominent comedian, very well known for his candid commentary, has addressed the topic of Black men wearing dresses in Hollywood, expressing concerns about the implications of such portrayals. He suggests that the entertainment industry may pressure Black male entertainers into wearing dresses, potentially as a means to undermine their masculinity or perpetrate stereotypes. Cat Williams has argues that this trend could be part of a broader agenda to emasculate Black men in the media. In various interviews and stand up routines, William has highlighted instances where successful Black comedians and actors have donned dresses for comedic roles. He questions whether these portrayals are genuinely necessary for the art or if they serve a different purpose. By bringing attention to this pattern, Williams encourages audiences to critically assess the motivations behind such casting choices and their potential impact on perceptions of Black masculinity. Um, so I wanted to show you a clip of someone, of Tyler Perry, and he became famous due to his role as Medea, where of course he donned dress. First started out as plays, and then into movies, and now he's like this super duper billionaire guy who has his own studio, and he employs many Black actors and actresses. So I don't know if you've never seen a Medea play or never seen a Medea movie. Let me go ahead and showcase what Cat Williams is referring to. It's Black Hollywood, and also just to expose you to Medea. So let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Never met you after so foul and disgusting, but I still feel bad for you. You know, I don't like to see nobody get their heart broke like that. That's got to be awfully humiliating.
Then I'll be serving a cup of me.
I know that ain't had it. That ain't had it. Had it made. Go for it.
What is it? What is it, baby? What is it, baby? No.
Look at it. Look at his legs, man. Look at his legs.
Mabel.
Who is that little girl?
Unlike you and Roaches, she is somebody I invited to my house. Little girl, you got 2 seconds to get down these steps. Come here, let me look at you. Yes, indeed, you look blessed. What's What the hell's You be disrespectful again, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat your ass till you ain't gonna have nothing but legs running up your back. Do you hear me? You just gonna have legs, no more ass, because I'm gonna beat it. Do you hear me, boy? I know they better hurry my food. I'm hungry enough to eat a whole cow.
Maybe they will hurry up.
Somebody trying to play a joke. Look like they done sent one out here.
What's wrong? What is it, Mother? Is she okay? What's wrong? Is it the sugar? Are you all right? What's the matter?
Moo.
Oh, Lord, baby, that look like it hurt.
When you walk, don't bend your knees too quick. You'll be bleeding, baby. Boy, you need some lotion. No, you don't need lotion. You need chapstick on them knees right there, son. You need some Baby, you're going to need a damn doctor if you holler at me again. Do you understand? Now, what can I help you with?
I need a watch for my husband.
Men's watch.
A men's watch.
Okay,
I like it with a leather band, a nice thin watch.
Here are some men's. Oh, hell. Oh, it's time for my breakup.
Hey, Bam.
Hey, Thriller.
Could introduce you to Harvey. Maybe he'll help you out.
She ain't selling no dope, Joe.
If I had a bottle of battery acid, I would give you a chemical peel. Just scrub all of that ugly off your face.
I know you, my brother. And the only reason I'm letting you stay in my house is to get your check. But I can still get your check if you come up missing. Keep trying, but you're going to end up in the Chattahoochee River.
What you looking at?
Your glasses getting fogged up.
I know, man. I know. It's hot. It's hot. I'm standing next to all this dry fire next to me. I thought they got you.
No, they ain't get me.
Hey, y'all know each other?
What?
Y'all know each other?
But it's here old school right here, man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a taste of Madea. I can say maybe I've watched maybe about 2 of the Madea movies. Never saw any of the plays. Again, it's the super overacting, silliness, goofiness about that I can't relate to. But and then there's this thing about the wigs. If you know anything about the controversy with Tyler Perry, and everybody's like, you make enough money right now where you can actually hire hairstylists and makeup artists, which he doesn't. That's how he made all his money. He just had Party City wigs and slapped them on people, and that's why the wigs look like that. But I think it also adds to the comedy of what he's trying to relay. So, if you're a Tyler Perry fan, go ahead and let me know. And what is your favorite Tyler Perry movie? I don't know the name of it, but it's the one where Shamar Amar was in there. And yes, the cornrow wig that he wore was horrendous. But, he's a good looking guy, so it shined through anyways. It is important to note that opinions on this subject may vary within the entertainment community. For instance, Marlon Wayans, another well-known actor comedian, has weighed in on Williams' comments, suggesting that wearing dresses is a comedic context and can be a creative choice rather than a coerced one. And this ongoing debate reflects the complexities of representation and the diverse perspectives among entertainers regarding the roles that they choose or portray. Now, I'm hoping that this commentary contributes to a broader discussion about media representation, identity, and the dynamics of power within the entertainment industry. So, talk amongst yourself, share your opinion. And I just want to say that to my loyal family, the Supernova Tosha Show podcast can be heard on apps such as Spotify, Pandora, TuneIn, or iHeartRadio. And what is my goal? If you tune in, you know my goal is to be on the top 10 best podcasts to listen to list. And so please share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and spread the word. I'm so grateful for your time. I do want to thank you for being attentive, and I appreciate your presence. And again, as always, be careful, be safe, walk good, and peace. Be still.